Boogie2988 is just a fat guy. I really want to make this clear to people, given the recent drama that has happened with Boogie lying about having cancer. And I understand that a lot of people on the internet are like, oh, that's horrible. He's such a bad person, and are really care for some reason. They care a lot, and you think that he's a lolcow. But I would like to explain to you guys that a fat guy is not a lolcow. Boogie, as particularly Boogie, there is nothing unique about Boogie except that he runs a YouTube channel. Because when you really think about it, Boogie is just a fat guy. Think about the caricature of a fat guy is somebody who's coping about being fat, lies to himself on a daily basis, and thus also other people because he's fat. He eats like 10,000 cheeseburgers a day, has to justify it to himself. It's like, well, I got cancer, bro. I'm gonna die anyways. I might as well just eat the 10,000 cheeseburgers. Like, this is average fat guy behavior. This guy has a house. He has a house. He gets to play video games all day and then fuck his girlfriend who is not fat and just eat cheeseburgers and Mountain Dew. His life is the perfect life for a fat guy. He's just a fat guy, though. That's all that's pathetic about him, is that he's a fat guy. Every single other thing that you don't like about him is just a side effect of him being a fat guy. If he was a skinny dude, he would not be nearly as quote unquote pathetic in your mind, but think about it. Any guy that you know who's that fat is similarly minded. People used to like Boogie before they found out he had a Twitter account. And it's like just because he was like a cutesy fat guy who seemed to have reasonable opinions, but it was just because he's placating people, right? But maybe it's also just because he's a fat guy, and when you really ask a fat guy what he thinks, he doesn't actually have much opinions unless it's about food. So why would he actually try to have like a reasoned out opinion instead of just switching it every 7 seconds when somebody else says something? Because he's a fat guy. Because that's what fat guys do. They don't got time to think about like how this looks on his moral character because he's shoving like 10 fucking hot dogs in his mouth. It's like it doesn't matter. Boogie doesn't care. Nothing like you guys making fun of him on the internet, being like Boogie is the worst person in the world and I hate him so much. YouTube videos doesn't there's like nothing. It's a nothing burger. It's like he's not even unique. It's like just talk to fucking any guy who's like over like 300 pounds who goes into fucking like 7-Eleven is got the same backstory as Boogie. He's like, oh, I was abused as a child. That's why I eat food. It's like, okay, maybe he's lying to you too. It's like, okay, you're coping. It's a cope. They're always coping. They always have something. They're like, oh, my back hurts today, so I'm gonna Uber Eats instead of going for a walk or and I don't know, like eating the food that's not that like having good food or some shit. I don't know. I'm not fat. I'm not fat like that. I wouldn't know. I would know 100%. But if you look at Boogie, it's like he's a quintessential fat loser, really, which is not a low cow worthy behavior because it's not special. Boogie 2988 is not unique. There's nothing unique about him. He's just a fat guy. He's just fat. And the only thing that's unique about him is that he he's just a fat guy with an internet presence that has like a million subscribers or whatever like he has. I don't even know. So that's like it's like fake. It's like he's only important because people seem to think he is, even though there's nothing special about him. He's a fat guy who plays video games. Just like stop being triggered by everything he says. He's not even funny. It's not even that funny. Like Wings of Redemption is like a genuinely funny fat guy who also has fat guy copes, right? Who doesn't like, he's just like that he's just a funny fat guy. It's like Boogie's not even a funny fat guy. So stop. We don't need you guys to keep talking about him because he's not funny, but he's not like fucked up in any way that's like worse than the average fat guy. All right, he's got fat guy problems and he just lies. And it's like, okay, that so do most fat guys. They lie. They lie to themselves every day that that they're gonna quit. They're gonna quit being fat. They're gonna get healthy. He's just like, yeah, I've got cancer. That's why. That's why I get to be pathetic. And it's like, oh, it's pathetic, but it's like every fat guy's pathetic. You can make fun of any fat, just choose a fat guy, and you can make the same videos you make about Boogie, about the fat guy. It's like, it's not that big a deal. And if anything, his life isn't even that pathetic because he's literally winning. You know, his girlfriend's not fat. He's fucking fat. His girlfriend still has sex with him. He has a house. Most of the people who make videos about him probably don't even own a house. He like owns a house. His life's put together enough that he can go eat 10 cheeseburgers and fucking have sex with his girlfriend and play Magic the Gathering like once a week or whatever. It's like, oh, what a sad and pathetic existence. Like, welcome to the life of a fat guy. It's just what a fat guy does. It's not unique. It's not uniquely fucked up. It's like, if you're gonna have a lolcow, a true lolcow, like, get him off the lolcow live podcast, because he's not fucking, his life's not shit enough. It's not shitty. He's just winning. He's monetized his fucking shittiness. You know, he's monetized his life enough to where he makes money off of you guys making fun of him, but it's like you guys making fun of him is just like it's like karmically like stupid. Like his life gets better when you make fun of him. Because it doesn't matter, it's the internet. And Boogie, he cares about things, I'm sure, but he doesn't really care because he's a fat guy. He only cares about cheeseburgers, Magic the Gathering, and video games. You guys on the internet being like, blah, 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 and then him being like, I'm so fat and I'm a loser. It's like, okay, and it doesn't matter to him really because he'll go, I'm so fat and a loser, and then he'll go and he'll eat like 10 cheeseburgers, and then he'll fucking play like 14 hours of like Death Stranding or whatever fucking game that's popular, and then he'll go to like fucking drive to his like Magic the Gathering thing and he'd be fat, right? Like his life is not that pathetic for a fat guy. In fact, he's probably one of the higher level, better, higher tier fat people. So, guys, just lay off the Boogie hate because there's not enough to hate on. It's like literally not worth it. He's just a fat guy. He's not unique. He's not worth making fun of because he's not. It's just he's just fat. I can try and say, oh, anything. I challenge you in the comments. Go like, give me like 10 reasons why Boogie's the worst piece of shit, and I'm gonna respond every time. I'm gonna be like, because he's fat. It's because he's just fat. That's the reason. Try and explain. Give me something that is uniquely fucked of his. That if he wasn't just fat, would be worth like mocking on unendingly. Because it seems to me that like 90% of the reasons people don't like him are because of the side effect of being a fat ass and coping about it. It's like, it's just that. And his life is not that shit. It is not that shit. It's not shit enough to warrant a lolcow status. I think it should be revoked. We need a real fucked guy. Like, Chris Chan's the G. Chris Chan is like, his life's just perfectly fucked. It's like you can't look away. But it's like nothing. You can look away from Boogie. There's not really anything. Well, it's like he's pretty fat, so maybe it's kind of hard to. But it's like there's nothing. There's not interesting to look at Boogie. You're like, God damn! I go to fucking McDonald's. I see like seven Boogies and at every McDonald's. It's nothing. There's nothing there. Stop talking about him. It's annoying.